Well, let's continue with that rolling coverage of Cosatu's nationwide shutdown and how it's going to affect you. Our reporter Chriselda Lewis is standing by on the streets in Johannesburg.
Well, thousands of workers affiliated to Cosatu have now arrived at the Minerals Council South Africa, formerly known as the Chamber of Mines. Well, this is where the Johannesburg leg of the march will end any minute now, after handing over a memorandum of demands to an official here from the Minerals Council South Africa. If I can just get out of shot just a bit, Gavin Jogeni, our camera person, will pan towards that direction. You can see a sea of red here in the Johannesburg CBD. And some of the demands that Cosatu is essentially making at this time, they're saying that they want a shift towards a labour-absorbing growth plan and an increasing part of the labour force that is currently in the non-fiscal or non-formal sectors must be drawn into the productive activities. Cosatu is saying there are interventions that are needed to be put in place to create decent jobs, and that should be at the center of economic policy instead of what they're saying is relegating them to the trickle-down effect. The Minister and the President, the Minister of Finance and the President are also being called on here, saying that they need to reflect on what they're saying is the devastating effect that the VAT increase has also had on the poor households and the low-income earners. They're saying that they need to preserve the VAT hike and announce the wealth tax and also increase the corporate tax back to the 1998 levels of 35%. So that's the sentiment that we've been hearing from Cosatu, as well as the workers that are all gathered here in the Johannesburg CBD. We're expecting in the next few moments for them to read out that memorandum of demands to an official from the Mineral Council of South Africa to highlight some of those issues. And I think what's quite critical here in Zinga, I have been mentioning this throughout the course of this morning, is that Cosatu had indicated that it was quite poignant for it to have this march at about this time to sort of influence what the Finance Minister will say when he does present his budget speech. They're saying they're expecting him to focus on what the poor will need and address the massive inequalities, in particular issues of the high unemployment rate in South Africa.
All right, we're going to leave it there. That was my colleague Chriselda Lewis reporting from the CBD there. Political parties continue to debate President Cyril Ramaphosa's State of the Nation address.